Right now, the Brewers look to close out their series against the Cubs. We'll hear from fans at American Family Field. Also, the Madison Fire Department investigates a vacant house fire, all that we know so far. Plus, we're following how two organizations are teaming up ahead of Madison Housing Week. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks and we hope you enjoyed all the game coverage so far. Now, this is just one of many exciting sporting events across our state today. This one probably with the highest stakes of them all. The Brewers are looking to close out their series against the Chicago Cubs. Our Tanisha Shaw joins us live from AmFam. Tanisha, what are you hearing from some of the fans out there?
Hi, Jalen. As you said, I'm here outside in Milwaukee at American Family Field. I don't know if you're able to hear, but there's music and there were tons of tailgaters right here in the parking lot, keeping those Brewers traditions alive. And as we know, in just about roughly an hour and a half-ish, roughly, the Brewers and the Cubs will play in Game 5. There's so many fans that are anticipating this game. As we know, this is a make it or break it game. This is going to see who could possibly go all the way to the World Series and win it all. Fans, you know, the Brewers and Cubs, this is a famous rivalry. And, you know, being in the state of Wisconsin, we hear about this all our lives. And being from Milwaukee, I have to say I'm kind of disappointed that Brewers fans are inside already. They're not around, but I am here with some Cubs fans. And I'm pretty sure y'all want to cup them on. So can we say go Cubs on 3? I kind of feel disappointed saying it, but 1, 2, 3. Go Cubs, go! My heart breaks hearing that, but we're cheering on the Brewers and the Cubs. Jalen, for now, I'm going to send it back to you in studio. We'll have a full story on this tonight at 10.
All right, looking forward to that, Tanisha. Thank you. The Madison Fire Department is investigating after a vacant house caught fire overnight. Multiple callers alerted 911 around 11:30 p.m. about a house fire at a vacant house at 123 North Butler Street, just a few blocks northeast of the Capitol. When firefighters arrived, they found flames through the roof. They were able to protect the houses on either side from catching on fire. After the fire was under control, they conducted a search within all 3 properties for people injured. Fortunately, none were found. Federal trial dates have been set for the former Sun Prairie dean accused of child sex crimes. Robert Gilkey Meisiger will appear in federal court on April 27th next year. The trial is expected to last 3 days. In August, a federal grand jury indicted Gilkey Meisiger on charges of attempting to produce, and possessing child sexual abuse materials. He has pled not guilty to those charges. The Madison Housing Coalition is partnering with AARP Wisconsin as part of Madison Housing Week. It's an opportunity for all Madisonians to learn and advocate for affordable housing solutions as the city continues to grow. AARP Wisconsin says it's focused on more housing choices.
We know that a large majority of the population in Wisconsin and in Madison are 1- and 2-person households living in 3- and 4-bedroom homes that just don't need that much space. And as particularly as you grow older, you just need a much smaller space to take care of and maintain.
AARP supports zoning changes and ordinances that allow for more affordable housing options, including the ability for people to build granny flats on their property. Those are structures where aging loved ones can live instead of being pushed into nursing homes. Madison Housing Week runs from October 19th through the 25th. Coming up next on News 2 Now at 6, details on the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for staying with us. President Trump is headed to the Middle East on Sunday to mark the ceasefire his team helped broker between Israel and Hamas. CBS News' Torian Small is in Washington with details.
A ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is in effect, bringing to an end a 2-year-long conflict that began with the October 7th attacks in 2023. Now the clock is ticking for Hamas to release the Israeli hostages being held in Gaza, both alive and dead. On Saturday, the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, toured the Gaza Strip. Thousands of displaced residents are flooding back to what's left of their homes, many of which have been reduced to rubble. Members of the Israeli military were seen completing a withdrawal to agree upon deployment lines. Meanwhile, Israelis gathered at Hostages Square in Tel Aviv on Saturday to show solidarity with those hostages still being held in Gaza.
Because I really want them to see the families rest hugging their people or just putting them to burial.
Hostages' family members anxiously await their loved ones' return.
It's a guarded optimism because it's the kind of optimism that's born out of heartbreaking experience. We hold our hope lightly because we've had our hopes dashed before.
In Washington, President Trump is optimistic about the peace deal he and his team brokered.
They're all tired of fighting, and this really gives the whole Middle East. This is beyond Gaza. Gaza is very important, but this is beyond Gaza. This is peace in the Middle East.
President Trump will travel to the Middle East Sunday, where he's expected to mark the ceasefire and deliver an address to Israel's parliament. Torian Small, CBS News, Washington.
We'll be following that closely tomorrow. Blaze returns with a complete look of your first one forecast after the break.
Is going to be a quiet night underneath partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions, and temperatures a little bit closer to normal, but still in those mid to upper 40s. Now, we're going to be back into the 70s tomorrow, a bit more breezy, southeasterly winds anywhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour. We're going to be hanging out in those upper 60s to low 70s. A little bit more cloud cover off towards the west as our next weather system starts to make its way closer to the Midwest. Starting later Sunday night, probably after midnight, but we may see some showers before then. That next system will start to move through Wisconsin. Its cold front will bring us some showers and some cooler temperatures starting on Monday. Most of that rain activity is going to be limited to the morning hours on Monday. We could once again see some light showers on Tuesday. We're looking at about a quarter to a half an inch of rain at best between Monday and Tuesday. Both days are not expected to be heavy rainmakers. Once that cold front moves through on Monday, we're in those low 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before maybe flirting with the 70s there by next Friday. That's also when we could see another round of showers and thunderstorms. So if you're heading up to Lambeau tomorrow, it's just going to be partly sunny and breezy. Rain returns Sunday night into Monday with a few showers lingering into Tuesday. And as I mentioned, we'll wrap up next week with warmer temperatures and another chance for showers and maybe a few thunderstorms. Stay with News 3 now. We got sports right after the break.
It's a pretty big day in sports in our state. Wisconsin women's hockey hosted a top four showdown, and our Andrew Bandstra was out on the ice.
We start with a big one on the ice. Number 1, Wisconsin against number 4, Minnesota Duluth. But Duluth scores the go-ahead goal with 9 minutes left. But the Badgers are never out. 20 seconds left, and Caroline Harvey strikes the equalizer. We're tied at 3, but the Badgers still weren't done. Check this out. Just about 10 seconds left. Cassie Hall goes ahead for the Badgers. Are you kidding me? Where have we seen this late goal magic before? Mark Johnson's Badgers are never out of it, and they stay undefeated, taking down Duluth and the Bulldogs 4-3.
Yeah, hopefully we get some more of that Wisconsin magic. We got the Brewers game. The Badgers are about ready to kick off here any moment now. But
Packers tomorrow.
Packers tomorrow. But with all that being said, a lot of these teams playing outside.
Yep.
What should we expect if we're watching or if we're playing?
If you aren't at the Badger game quite yet, it is going to be a quiet night. If you're heading up to Lambeau tomorrow, it's just going to be a bit breezy underneath partly sunny conditions, back into those 60s and 70s. And then once all the weekend razzle-dazzle and all the games and all that stuff comes to an end, back to work we go on Monday, and that's when the rain moves on in. So thankfully the nice conditions continue into Sunday. Rain, it's going to be light Monday into Tuesday, drying out Wednesday and Thursday. We should be in those low to mid 60s.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock for News 3 Now at 10.